R.I.P. to Hugh Jackman and his wife, Deborah, I believe.
They died?
They just announced today that they're separating after 27 years.
Oh, rest in
kidding.
peace. What?
Well, to their
Holy shit.
marriage. To their marriage.
If you're a geek, have a listen. We got the news. This week's submission. Talking movies, games, TV, and comics. Turn it up. Feel the Geeks podcast. It's the Feel the Geeks podcast. It's the Feel the Geeks podcast. It's the Feel the Geeks pod. Feel the Geeks. You're listening to the Feel the Geeks podcast.
Hello, and welcome to episode 208 of the Field Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Megan.
I'm Steve.
Yay! We have an audience, right?
Yeah, we do, I think.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. This is episode 208. Last time I screwed up and thought that was 208. So in
this
post,
is the
I'm like,
actual.
yeah, this is the real 208.
I was actually confused when you said that.
Yeah.
Glad.
I know. I didn't realize it till after, and I didn't put an insert in. I was like, who cares?
Screw it.
It's fine. The artwork says 207, so we're all good.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah. So how's it going, guys? Everything going well? It's been a while, Megan. Mm-hmm. And she signed the Field Geeks sign here, so that's great.
I did too, apparently.
Yeah.
Steve signed it twice.
I at my age, you just tend to forget.
Yeah, that's
Wasn't
okay.
sure.
That's okay. I'll have some other documents for you to sign too.
I just need your routing number.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, it's all for a reason. But yeah, so before we get into all our topics today, quickly want to remember Jimmy Buffett,
Yeah.
Margaritaville. Were you guys Parrot Heads at all? That's his fan base.
Is that what they're called?
I guess so. Yeah, they have
Then I guess I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I did not know that.
Yeah.
He had like a really huge following, is what we'll call it.
Yeah.
And I really, so I knew a gentleman once who was a huge Jimmy Buffett fan, and he would talk about how they would show up, a couple of days beforehand, and everybody would have coolers and their leis and their beads,
Yeah.
and Hawaiian shirts, and I mean, it was just a time to be had. So it's very sad that,
It's a happy cult.
that they won't be doing that.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the harmless cult, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just party.
Yeah, they're just having fun, living their lives,
Yep.
listening to weird music. Good for them, right?
I always...
I didn't dislike Jimmy Buffett. I
Yeah.
just wasn't
Well, he
also
never was a
fan either.
top hit guy, I guess. I mean,
No, but he had some
Come Monday
famous
was really
songs,
good.
yeah.
And of course, I discover all this when after someone dies, all the great things they did I didn't even know about. But he had a resurgence with Alan Jackson. Remember, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yep.
He had him in that video. They were friends. And I think after that, he really got popular.
Who's Alan Jackson?
He's a country
He's a
star.
country
one of the
singer.
few that I can
Yes,
fathom.
he's actually pretty good. Yep.
Stomach, yeah,
Yep.
he's great.
Same.
That's why.
It's like 3 of them.
Yeah, I can't.
They can all do a concert, and that's all the country I can
That's all you,
take.
yeah.
But yeah, that was a big bummer to hear he passed. And yeah, I've been watching a lot of his stuff and just kind of, I guess discovering. Because, he always knew about the Margaritaville and Cheeseburgers in Paradise. And, it's all, it's food and drinks. So I love those
high?
songs. Probably back in the day he was. Yeah, he got clean, but his Parrot Heads probably aren't.
About cheeseburgers when you're high.
So he made he turned that into a restaurant chain.
Yes,
he
Margaritaville, right?
Yeah. No, Cheeseburgers in Paradise.
Oh, it
also.
actually is? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's two, the Margaritaville and Cheeseburgers in Paradise. And I will say that was a very good burger.
Oh, sweet. I was just going to ask you that if you actually were able to go to it. Sweet. Yeah. I put this on Facebook, but, I always see those Margaritaville machines. Mm-hmm. I'm like, are they worth that much? They're like $300-$500. I'm like, does anyone out there have one? And
What
is it
doesn't
worth
cost $300 or $500 nowadays?
I guess, yeah, it's true. So it's probably even more than it was before.
Take
but
your negative Nancy self upstairs. Just kidding.
Secret word for the day.
No, it's true.
Smash Mouth. We lost Steve Harwell. He's 56.
Sorry.
Hey, man, you're an all-star.
56?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I guess it was liver failure. He was in hospice. I didn't know to believe that or not.
Know that.
Yeah, they broke it like a day or two before he actually, passed. But I didn't know it was fake or, because there's so much crap on Facebook now and so on. And so, yeah, I guess he retired back in 21 from the band. They continue to tour with a new singer. So, yeah, that was crazy. That was hard to believe. Yeah, they did All Star, and then they did the cover of I'm a Believer.
Now he's walking on the sun.
There you go. Jeez.
Sorry.
Wow.
Can't write this.
I'm actually shocked that you could do that, though. I didn't
That's
know
pretty
that
good.
you knew him.
He was a big Smash Mouth fan, right?
Huge.
It hasn't been the same since he left, right?
No, I almost didn't come when I saw that on the agenda today. It was,
No.
He was so upset about it.
Well, hey, he gave us some good memories, right?
I just love
Some.
the joke.
Oh, no, what?
I'm just thinking about when Seal dies.
who?
Seal.
Oh, Seal.
You gonna put roses on his grave?
And kiss him.
I'll kiss that
Sorry.
rose.
We're going to hell.
Please edit that out. All
No,
right.
Does he have other
moving
songs?
on.
Seal?
I don't think so.
What soundtrack is that from, though? 'Cause
Batman Forever.
there you go. Nice. And I don't know, this is backing up. Just had a flashback. When I saw The Flash, ooh, look at that. I was going to the bathroom at Palms, and they play music afterwards,
okay.
They were playing Jewel from Batman and Robin soundtrack, which I know you have on Gold, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was an accident or not, but I was like, it was Foolish Games. So it was when Jewel was
Oh,
really...
okay. I remember that song.
Yeah, so that was playing. I'm like, did they coordinate that with the movie? I don't know. Maybe I'm giving too much credit. I don't know, but it was a nice moment in the urinal. Aquaman 2 trailer came out. Megan, what did you think? Because I know you're a huge fan of
You
Mr. Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
And
Oh, yeah.
what are the cornfields of Iowa to him?
Jesus
the oceans
criminy.
of...
I don't even the oceans of Iowa. I think is what he.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we just don't think before we speak. Like I'm doing now.
He was under the influence.
I think I'll still go see it, but I'm not overly impressed with how they cut the trailer. They could have done a better job. Maybe there'll be another trailer.
Sure.
I'm not trying to be negative because I'm still going to go see it, and I think everyone else should go see it. But
Yeah.
there was one, the way they set it up, and I was just telling Steve that. I'm like, are you serious? Where he's like, yeah, so I guess I'm a king now. Or what did he? Oh, no, now I have a job.
Yeah. I'm a
Come
dad.
on.
I have a job.
Come on.
Who's he talking to?
Gen Zs is who he's talking to because he's not talking to me as a millennial.
Yeah,
that's
as
for
he's
sure.
narrating, I mean, is he talking to anybody or just in general?
Oh, maybe
Just
he's got a therapist.
Maybe.
Maybe
He's on your podcast.
he's got Dr. Melfi in there from The Sopranos. He's just trying to. It was just a weird trailer.
I don't like it.
I wonder if they're going to use CGI in this film.
That's not a movie you should narrate or
too much
anything.
CGI, maybe.
I didn't see anything that wasn't CGI. I don't think.
True.
You both liked the first one? I mean, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, it's been a while, and of course, it's kind of hard to be excited about any DC film right now because it's kind of all wishy-washy, and so it does ignore the previous or all the other films, but its own first film. Because there's a confusion of, I don't know if you saw The Flash, but there was an end credit scene. Really kind of screws with the chronology, I guess, of the whole. Yeah, so
That's
basically,
why they can't get it right.
there's just too
as
many
a
cooks,
whole.
and they keep firing them. There's a high turnover, and if Gunn isn't successful with his first movie, that 10-year plan, I think is going to go bye-bye. I just don't see Warner Brothers, sticking to it.
I want to do a skit on how Warner Brothers is conducting all of this behind scenes.
We could
Wouldn't that be
easily
funny?
do an exec skit.
I love it. I love it. Ideas are being birthed right now. Yes. Speaking of birth, he's a father now in this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to get tested
You know
because that
who
baby don't look like him.
You know
It
who I
doesn't,
didn't
really.
see in the trailer at all? Did I miss it?
There's a clip.
What's her face?
There's one clip. Yes, Mrs. Depp.
I must have Mrs. Depp. I must have missed it.
Yeah, there's like one shot, and she just like, and I think that's about it. Yeah.
That's
That was a still shot from her pooping on the bed.
It was a Zoom. It was a Zoom reshoot.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, the director was interviewed by Entertainment Weekly, and he got to clear up a few things, sort of. One being Amber Heard, because she claims her part was cut down. She was cut out of action scenes. He said that it wasn't a romance, this story. The first one was to be a romance. This is a bromance because he teams up with his brother in it, and they kick some ass. But I still think that's kind of weird not to include her a lot.
I hope that...
She might be right.
I hope, and if they did indeed do that,
Yeah.
I hope it didn't mess up the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like her not being there, like this
if
feels
they went
weird.
in and did, if they had One Direction, went in, did some reshoots, tried to change it, and then sparse it together, I'm not down with that.
Well, I read there was a new female character being introduced in this film, and she is to help him kind of navigate the politics of the sea. And I'm thinking, isn't that a job for Mira? Because her dad was a king, so yeah, I don't know.
Maybe her character will die in this movie.
Yeah, probably right away, right? Like, the classic Zoolander 2, how that happened.
Right. Sir Poops a lot.
Yeah.
I think is her rap's name. Rap name.
Maybe she's got a song on the soundtrack. Who knows? There's a black trident introduced in this. Black Manta's he's got one just like Aquaman. So that's interesting, I think.
Black Manta looks cool.
He does look cool. Yeah.
I thought he looked pretty cool in this.
Yeah.
I feel like they left the first movie open-ended. Are they going to tie some of that up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And I know Nicole Kidman's in it. Of course, Black Manta's going after his family. And I guess in the comics, Black Manta does kill his son, Aquaman's son. So I don't know if they'll go that far.
I hope not.
That would be pretty brutal.
Babies.
But-
Jeez.
Yeah, you can't let Jason Momoa joke around after you kill his kid in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
So they're not going to do that.
That won't work unless Flash comes in and fixes it.
Right.
Who knows?
Or he was just a kid. He's just little.
Yeah.
I'm just going to joke around anyway every 8 seconds and try and marvelize this movie. So
Yeah.
I'm just so burnt out on superhero films.
Are you?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be negative.
Yeah,
Nancy
I
about
gotcha.
it,
Yeah.
But it was a weird trailer.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that trend's dying off a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think it's just because it's kind of gotten really sloppy in spots, and it's not really worth your admission anymore. It's kind of like cookie cutter put
Yeah.
together.
Right.
Because they were
stream it
looking to
all
make
day.
a buck.
I mean, DC, I will say, I think their movies are quite different. Not as cookie cutter as Marvel, I feel right now, but they're all going to need a overhaul. That's for sure. If they want to,
Right.
But it's kind of good to appreciate bigger films again.
Well, I know later we're going to talk a little bit about Blue Beetle.
Yes.
That was excellent.
Yes.
I really, truly enjoyed that one.
I did too.
I went into it
Yes.
with the fatigue thinking,
Right.
I'm only here because Terrell and Claire wanted to go, but then I walked out and I'm like, gosh darn, I might buy that.
I really liked it. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of generic, but I still liked it.
Yeah.
And I felt, I wish it would have made more at the box office,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. It's this whole summer's been really, Oppenheimer and Barbie have been the biggest hits. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. This might continue DC's trend with
Anyone
a bomb.
You want to know why?
Why?
Something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Yeah.
the same bullshit that's going into the theater over and over and over again.
It just got oversaturated.
It
and
did.
everyone in charge, they're kind of like, stock dudes. So of course they're going to just keep doing whatever, and they're not going to lose track of quality. And Feige, I think, is stretched very thin now. It kind of all started, someone made this point, Disney Plus, all those shows, it kind of just started getting really, sloppy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And, but I don't know, this trailer actually kind of surprised me. I will see it, but I mean, it looks more like the first film. It is odd that, even though Amber Heard, wherever you are on that, why not recast, or whatever? It's just,
Yeah,
that's a big
easily
character.
recast.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Just kind of odd, but yeah, I'm digging the Black Trident. That's, I guess, was introduced in the New 52. So it's kind of a recent storyline. New 52 is pretty old, I guess, by now, but, basically just a powerful weapon, and Aquaman and his brother got to save the day. William Dafoe is absent in this, I guess scheduling issues. This was a COVID film too. I mean, just like The Flash, it's just, it suffers from that.
I'm bummed about that. I really like him.
Yeah. Awesome.
No, yeah, he was a very good addition. And of course he was in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Very different. And of course, Amber Heard's I liked her character more in his version of Justice League.
I actually did too.
She had a good British accent. I was really shocked. I'm like, holy shit, she's got talent. I mean, you know.
I feel like they only put together the bad pieces of it in a lot of those films. And then when you saw the full the full
Right.
Zack Snyder's, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely can get down with this.
For sure. And of course, there was reshoot rumors about this film having both Batmans, just like The Flash did. The director can't really confirm or comment on that. I don't know if they scrapped that or not, because, you know, they change things all the time. They also asked the director if he's coming back. He said at this moment he just needs to rest. You know, he's been working on this film for quite some time. But they do set up a third film, but there's no story ideas yet for it or anything like that. So, yeah. And also they asked if Gunn had any interfered in the film at all, the final product. And he said he kind of acted like he did probably assist a little bit, but in the end, it's his film. It's James Wan's film. So, yeah, I don't know. Comes out December 20th. I mean, well, I'm sure we'll get like many more trailers until then.
I hope so.
But were there any good things about the trailer you liked? I mean, it looks more of the same kind of to me from the first Aquaman. Of course, you got the kid now, and it's weird the mom's not around. So it's like, what the hell's going on?
For some reason, it was lacking feeling. Like, I couldn't find something in it that I was gravitating towards. You know, when you see a really good trailer and it's cut really well, and the music behind it is done really well, you can gravitate towards any one of those things.
Right.
And that can make or break whether or not you see a film. I didn't identify anything like that for me at all. Did you?
Nothing drew me in. I mean, you know, it was just, hey, I'm being snarky and funny because I'm a cool guy, and and now here's a lot of fights and CGI.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because that's not how the entire movie will be set up.
No, I mean, if it's like that, I mean...
We'll just wait for another trailer and we might change our minds.
Maybe. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
We'll see, but...
It'll grow on you. Tomorrow you'll be like, oh, I'm so down. I've seen it 50
times. Right now,
times.
I'm not seeing it in the theater. That trailer doesn't make me want to spend money on it.
That's why trailers are important. Hey, just so you know.
There's awards for
important.
trailers. You know that? There's actually awards for trailers.
Well, they should not win one for this.
Well, if it gives you an impression it's going to be a good film, and then it... Well, yeah, for this one, I guess. Yeah. That's why they'll make another one and another one. The final trailer.
I bet the movie will be better than the trailer.
It has to be. Really.
I don't know if... I hope they're not hoping it's going to make $1 billion, because that first one did, but... no, I don't see it making that much anymore. I don't know, but hopefully it's decent at the box office. I'm sure it won't earn the money back, because who knows how long how much it costs just to shelve it and reshoot the hell out of it.
It did take a long time, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's died down a little bit.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, and something else that died down during production. It's almost finished, I believe. Deadpool 3. Got a lot of casting rumors. People are not going nuts. It's just kind of like when Doctor Strange came out. They're like, oh yeah, this guy's in it, and blah blah blah. So a lot right now.
Never go wrong with Deadpool. I just feel like.
Well, just seeing Jackman in the costume, I'm down. I think it's going to be fun. I think they're going to have fun with the looks.
Never been disappointed, not once.
Yep.
So.
No, I
23.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's all I want to see.
That's the rumor. Yeah.
Love the character in the comics.
Daphne Keane. So
yeah, and in Logan.
Yeah, she was great. Yeah.
Stole it. Yeah, she was awesome.
And unfortunately, given it was like a bookend story, and it was kind of like a one-off, like it was not part of the canon. The whole thing's a mess, but it's too bad they couldn't bring her back to do more. But I mean, she is a young adult now, so it's gonna be a little different. But I mean, she was good then, and yeah, there you go. You could be D24. How about that? And R.I.P. to Hugh Jackman and his wife Deborah, I believe.
They died?
They just announced today that they're separating after 27 years.
Oh, rest in
kidding.
peace. What?
Well, to their
Holy shit.
marriage. To their marriage. Another crazy rumor: Jennifer Garner's coming back as Elektra. I think that's almost confirmed. I don't know. Are you?
That's an interesting deal.
Yeah, I mean, if it's playing around with all the other characters we maybe wanted to see more, or have them get another shot at playing, They were also talking about Ben Affleck as Daredevil. I think he said that was...
He will not play in a film cross his ex-wife. I
no,
promise
probably
you
not. No. Fantastic
J-Lo
Four,
won't
they're
let him
talking
do it
about...
either.
Yeah, no. Well, unless she's in it, right? She just keeps them separated the whole time. But we got a new director for Deadpool 3, Sean Levy, and he said so far that the movie's very raw, very much R-rated, because this is a Disney film now, even though it'll probably be under the Fox banner. Well, where 20th Century Studios, they call it.
Right.
So, yeah, it won't have that nice castle. Maybe, you know what? It's Deadpool. They could definitely have a castle. I could see him playing around with that. Maybe Mickey Mouse cameo.
Blowing it up.
Yeah, right.
Funny.
Decapitating Mickey or something. But they said it's in the spirit of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Midnight Run in 48 Hours. So, the dynamic between Wolverine and Deadpool, there's, they've had behind the scenes them fighting and like body parts getting ripped off and stuff. So, it's going to
Like
be
the comics.
Yeah, that's what people want to see though. So, I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I think
I am too.
Yeah. So hopefully this
No trailer needed for that one.
No. Well, even if it's a bad trailer, you'll still go, right?
I'll still go. It's because, like Megan said, the first two, you just can't go wrong so far.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of credit banked up.
Right.
A lot of goodwill,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I still think that song in Deadpool 2 by Celine Dion should have gotten nominated for an Oscar. I mean, if we live in a day where, other songs are getting nominated for Oscars, like the Lego Movie song. I don't know if you've heard it for a while, but it's a really good song. It's a song that you think, it's the intro song for Deadpool 2. And they do a whole like Bond
That's
opening.
right.
Yeah,
That's
it's really
now, yeah.
cool. And it's actually, if you think about it, it could be a really good Bond song too.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
not that sappy other stuff we've been hearing. But whenever the strike's over, hopefully they're thinking May 3rd, 2024 for this film to come out. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know. Lots craziness going down right now in the creative world. So I guess maybe every state will just have its own Hollywood, and then, right? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. That's
Or an indie. In every state will have indie films, right?
I think Hollywood sort of got too big, too fast, and oversaturated. And I think this is the price that they're paying for it. And
Yeah.
I don't feel the least bit sad about it.
Well, the studio leaders, I think, they changed regimes. They actually, were ones that knew the business versus ones now I think are just, they treat it like numbers. It's a number game. It's like, whatever
corporate.
Works, more of that.
Corporate art.
Yep, pretty
Gross.
much. Right. So who knows? Hopefully that'll get done soon. Daniel Radcliffe's rumored to be in this. Liev Schreiber would come back as Sabretooth. That'd be cool. A lot of people wanted that from when Logan was getting filmed. They had like a little Twitter back and forth, like, do I need to get back in the gym?
Nice.
But he was a great, Wolverine Origins was it was a mess, I think, looking back, but I did like his Sabretooth.
Yeah.
It definitely was not the comic accurate one from X-Men they had with the hairdo and everything. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. So hopefully, I don't know what Daniel Radcliffe, a lot of people have kind of fan casted him as a new Wolverine. That would be nuts if that's how they introduce it. But
weird.
I don't know. He's pretty ripped right now.
He's a really good actor, though.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah, I've seen him in things outside of Harry Potter, and he's
He's the Harry Potter dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's been in a lot of other movies. Some of them indie, which were still really good films. Indie films, you got to give it up for those films. They know what they're doing. I've seen a lot of
Well, they take the most chances, most risks. Yeah, because big studios won't do that.
They have the most story, always.
He played, did you ever watch the Weird Al?
Oh, I didn't see that. Bill reviewed that for our channel,
Yeah.
and he liked it. I did mean to see that, and it was a fictitious, but if you look at it, all true, inspired by true.
It's still hard to do.
Yeah.
You're becoming that person.
Yeah.
He's a weird dude.
Right.
So, I'm weird. We're all weird. So.
Yes.
Oh, you're not weird. Come on, buddy. Manage a self-talk.
I just said I was weird.
Yeah, you're weird.
No, I actually kind of like the real life stories kind of being fictionalized. I like them being more upfront about it versus like, you know, because, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, that's really cool how that person got him into that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, real life, no, that person doesn't even exist. It's like,
right, yeah.
Batman Caped Crusader. This is a prequel follow-up, sort of, to the Batman animated series. It was going to be on Max, and of course, Max, you know, they had their changing of leaders, and they scrapped the project, but allowed other streamers to pick it up, and that's what happened. So Prime picked it up they gave it 2-season greenlit. So this is going to be Bruce Timm again as co-creator. That's great.
Yeah.
That also reminds me, Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm actually just came out on 4K.
Oh, nice.
So they actually went back to the original negatives and cleaned it up, and it should be. I heard it's really great. So
it's a great film.
Yeah, I always say it when they do that 4K, kind of like what they did with Blu-rays. They just scan the DVD, and then here you go, it's 4K. And yeah, they actually did the work for this one. That was a great film, of course. And yeah, Bruce Timm's very talented, and so he's part of this series, and it's a possible late 2023 release. It may be longer. There's not really an exact when it's coming out, but no voice cast announced. Obviously, we lost Kevin Conroy. So yeah, it's a spiritual prequel. It's 1940s-esque Gotham. It's going to be early in Batman's career. I don't think there's any artwork up there, but yeah, there's been some fun fan art, of course. Yeah. So, but yeah, J.J. Abrams production company's behind it. Matt Reeves, who's doing the current Batman films and the Penguin prequel show, and then Ed Brubaker will write the show. So he's also a comic creator.
Huge thumbs up.
Yeah.
Huge Ed Brubaker fan.
Yeah. Phenomenal. This can't go wrong. I'm sure this is going to be a really good show. You're a fan of the animated series, I take it?
Nope.
Never saw it?
Nope.
Never saw it?
Nope.
It was a good one. It truly was. That was a great one.
Yeah.
And Brubaker, solid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the best comic writers I've seen. Great gritty realism.
Yeah.
Great characterization. You know, it's not loud and CGI type filled.
Right.
Aquaman behaviors.
Right.
He's good.
Let's see. We're actually now at reviews and recommendations. So, is there anything lately you've seen, heard, read you'd like to recommend?
Dad?
So I am reading, it's called Wool. It's the books from the Silo. So Silo, the show that's on Apple.
I've been meaning to see that, yes.
It's 3 books. I'm on the first one now.
Nice.
After the first season was over, I'm like, I can't get enough of this new universe. And so the book's phenomenal.
Yep.
Very close, Tolkien.
Yep.
And Lord of the Rings, you're going to see a billion differences between the books and the movies.
Right.
Understandably so. But this one's fairly close.
Yeah.
Of course, with the book, there's more details and a little bit more fleshing out of things. But
yes.
But the mood of the book matches the mood of the show and the whole thing. So that's pretty good. I'm going to punch her.
You're not a Silo fan, huh? Season 2's coming, right?
Season 2 is coming.
Rebecca Ferguson. I'm not sure who else is in it, but
yeah, it's on the way. And the last 10 minutes of that show, I wish I wouldn't have watched it until season 2 is already out.
Could it have ended and you would have been fine with it, or did they leave it open for it was a big cliffhanger?
No, if they ended it, like that, I'm storming the castle.
Well, it's like, to me, it's like Heroes. Remember Heroes?
I do.
Did you see Heroes at all?
Season 1 is the only thing you.
That's it. See, yeah. I think it ends just perfectly. You don't need to see anything else. It was such a letdown after that, and I
huge.
Keep meaning to buy that first season because I just want to have the first season.
I own the first season.
Yeah.
Just on original DVD way back in the day.
Yeah.
But I never saw past like half the second season. I was like, this isn't the same show.
It just wasn't. Yeah, I just couldn't get going again. And then they changed the whole origin thing and just got really goofy and kind of rewriting things, kind of like Highlander 2 did. I don't know if you remember that, but there's they're from a planet now, and it's like, what the hell, guys? Like, yeah. Usually with the same creative team, you're not going to have that problem, but yeah, that's with the Highlander. That's exactly what happened. So
I'm in the middle of Ahsoka, and I'm loving that.
Yeah.
So is it all out yet?
I think we got one more episode or two.
Okay,
it's getting there, down to the wire. Yeah.
I'm about 4 episodes in, so
yeah,
pretty awesome. And then we're rewatching The Sopranos for the 4th time. Season 5 so far.
In case you missed something.
I haven't missed a thing, and I'll watch that until I'm dead at some point.
Well, did you ever see the prequel film? Either one of you?
I haven't, because I heard very poor things.
It was disappointing. Yeah. It was. I don't know. It could have been a lot better, in my opinion. But I think Gandolfini's son did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like him. Obviously, usually when you kind of have a son of the actor, it kind of fails. But I think he's actually got good chops. So. Good. Yeah, and Ray Liotta is one of his last performances. So
yeah.
I can't even remember what it was called. It was on HBO Max. I remember that.
His last performance. Don't know what it was.
He was Tony Soprano. It was The Sopranos, Phantom Menace.
There we go.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, Blue Beetle.
Yeah, you were going to talk about that.
Yes, loved the film. I kind of had some expectations because, this was going to be a Max only film, and then they decided we'll just put it out in theaters. So they had, something was good about it. And I love the family dynamic. It really has a serious hit in the film. I'm not going to give it away, but holy shit, did not see that coming. And it was brutal, but it was funny. Some of it predictable, but I forgave it. This character is really cool. I didn't really know much of the character, and I know you got a lot of people out there like, he's like Iron Man. It's like, well, no, they're kind of both borrowed from each other, I guess you could say, because it's a symbiote. It's like Venom, but it's like electric and all that.
A little bit different, but. Yeah, and I love the homage to the old stuff.
Yes.
The old Carlton days, and to when Blue Beetle was popular in the 80s and 90s in DC, and then switched to this character. So it was for me, it was a lot of fun because I saw a butt ton of Easter eggs that my wife had no idea.
Yeah. Jonah was here last time, and I was telling him about it, and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't know the mythology, but who came before the
Ted
original?
Cord.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a Ted Cord. Like, I think you're gonna be fine with what they do with the film because it was really great. And then that hook at the end, there's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really good. And the dude from Cobra Kai, I cannot say his name to save my life. Great actor. He is I think there's a big future for him for sure. I think he's a star. So. And I know Cobra Kai is wrapping up, so I just I liked the whole thing, the whole movie. It was slightly on the nose with some of its political commentary, but it was fine. I liked it. I had no problem with it.
A lot of fun.
Thought the special effects were good. Susan Sarandon kind of phones it in, but whatever. I don't really care. She didn't bring me to the movie,
Right.
So
Brought Steve to the movie.
I like my old ladies.
Yep.
And she's still pretty good. Yeah.
She's pretty old.
Wake up.
Yeah. Change your diaper.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Too far.
I don't know that I have any movie recommendations, but The Witcher Season 3 has been out for a while. They released it in 2 parts. I don't know if you guys have talked about it at all.
No, have not. I know Cavill's leaving.
He was gone after the latest season, the latest season is what I'm trying to say. It was really good. A lot of, I think I found some Easter eggs in that as well. It actually, this season has me wanting to pick up the actual book series and read it because I was very confused about some things.
Sure.
And even though I know that they're not going directly in line with the books, I think there's still a lot of it there. So interested to see what they do with it. The way they left it, though, I mean, they didn't remove his character.
Yeah, isn't Liam
but
Hemsworth taking over?
Yeah, but I've heard mixed things on whether or not he's coming in as the same character or a slightly different one. He'd have to be a different character.
I hate when they do that. Like, okay, you guys saw Speed 2 at all?
I didn't.
Okay, it's okay. Jason Patrick played like the same character Keanu Reeves was, but he was a different guy. It was dumb.
See, I don't like that.
I don't like my cousin's brothers.
Yeah.
No, just freaking recast. Who cares?
Yeah, make a new character.
I'd rather them do that because he was just like Keanu Reeves' character. Keanu Reeves didn't want to come back for some reason, and so they got him, and he's on the force. He works with the same people he worked with.
Not the same. Though.
But they'll talk about him like, yeah, he's a good guy or some shit. He didn't die, but just he's not with her anymore. So it was just stupid. But that kind of reminds me, like, if they do that, like, just just take a chance. Like, I'm not. I think people are going to tune off anyway.
I think the fan base is obviously pretty heavily devastated that he's not coming back, and we have been, and we've known it for a while. It wasn't like but
he's disagreed with the creative creators, hasn't he, or something?
There was speculation that part of the reason why he was leaving is because he didn't agree with the direction that the writers were going.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was trying to stay true to, if it was the books or the games.
Yeah.
Because I know that he has done both. My guess is probably the books.
Yeah.
I don't know what direction they're going with this, but I haven't read the books either. I just know that what I feel like is coming, I'm being told, is not in line with what the books are.
Right.
So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but it's not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same. He is that character.
Yeah.
Nobody else can play that character.
Did the materials seem to get not be as good as when it started out? Like, 'cause, I've heard other people say that. It's like, the material's not that great. But
I don't know why people say that. I think
it could just be because Cavill's leaving. They're like, fuck this show. It's
and I haven't seen season 2 yet. I did finish season 1.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right?
Yeah.
Loved it.
I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, that show is just trash," and I get that they're comparing it.
They're wearing a Game of Thrones shirt.
Right. And we all know how that ended.
They're all the same.
God.
Right, exactly.
We watched that for how many years, and then they just was like, "Here's your ending." What?
Yeah.
I don't.
Clever.
So I haven't read the books.
Yeah.
I haven't played the games personally. I've watched the games, but you know what? I don't care. I think it's written really well.
Yeah.
The songs that come off of that are amazing. They also win.
Are they original?
Awards. Yeah, they're
really
original songs.
sweet. Any big artists that do the songs? Or
no, it's just
Seal.
yeah. It's just the
Smash Mouth.
actors within the show, and then I can't remember who composes the music. He's a big name.
Not Hans Zimmer.
No,
it's okay.
But it's like really good. I find myself downloading the songs onto my phone.
That's cool.
After the seasons, but yeah, I don't know. I have no qualms about it. I think it's written really well. I think it's shot really well.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap that people don't like it.
Right.
I only am disappointed that Henry's leaving. I'm going to give the next season a really decent shot.
Yeah.
But if I don't feel like Liam is embodying or taking over or doing anything the way I feel like it should be represented, I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out. Because I'm not just there for Henry. I am there for the other characters that are in the series, too.
Sure.
They fleshed out things very well with all those characters.
Yeah. Well, he commits so well to, that's another thing that sucks about him not returning as Superman. I know he's doing Sledgehammer now. Is that what it's called? Or I said it wrong. Is it Warhammer? What is that?
It was from a video game. And it's kind of.
Of course.
Yeah, it's what he plays.
He's a big geek, right?
That's his big game that he plays.
Builds computers and shit, yeah.
So, it's very, I don't know. World of Warcrafty type. I don't know. Maybe
right up his alley.
It sounds like a Thor kind of gods. Is that what Warhammer kind of is? It's not to put you on the spot. I just didn't know. I know you know more about things than I do. So.
I know, but
he's very excited about it. He's a big fan. So I guess and he was a fan of The Witcher. So he's just moving from franchise to franchise.
Well, I'm really glad that
he's building them.
He's finding his niche because
because he's getting older.
He's getting older.
Yeah.
He is really, truly, very quite nerdy, and I'm glad that he can find projects that he's like, hey, I like games, and you guys are creating these things. I'm gonna be in them.
Yeah,
because he can bring them to life. He knows how to do that, and he does it really well. So
Well, did you ever see Man from U.N.C.L.E.? Oh, you have to see that. You would love that. He's a spy in it, and as close as you're going to probably get him to being like a 007, even though he's...
See, I don't know that
he's
I
an English.
see him in that.
Oh, you should though. I mean, he's English or American. I'm sorry, in the film. So Armie Hammer, who's not going to do anything for a while, probably or ever. He's in it too, but it's really good. It's a Guy Ritchie film. Last I knew it was on
I know
Max.
what you're talking about because he wears a suit.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's so good though, and it's got a great soundtrack. Like it takes place in the '60s, so they really get that whole look established.
Stuff,
it's really cool. You haven't seen it either, huh? Oh,
The older I get,
it's really good.
the more I find that I enjoy things that are heavily embedded in lore.
Yeah.
And so you see lore a lot more in the type of game. I'm going to call them game shows, but
Yeah.
because they're not really game shows. They're movies or shows made from games.
Right. It's all Dungeons and Dragons in the end, right?
I don't know. I think there was a time in Hollywood where they could not grasp that concept. They struggled, like Assassin's Creed for one.
Which they should have known better.
They really struggled with that.
But it's like, how?
I think they're slowly starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think that part of that's coming from the switch from movies to having a series where you can really
flesh everything.
Yeah.
Seems like they've chosen the wrong projects for series. The Disney Plus shows and all that. Like a lot of these felt like they could have just been films because they're so drawn out. There's not a lot happening. So I don't know if you feel that way about Witcher or anything. Like, do you feel like it breathes just fine?
Witcher's amazing.
Some benefit from that, rightfully so. But yeah, like some of the other streaming shows you have, it's like get to the point. I'd rather watch a movie.
Not with The Witcher because there's a lot of storylines that are going on.
That helps,
You've
right?
got
Yeah.
The past, future, and present.
Yep.
That's going on. So it's not really quiet.
The material's there, and there's a lot. That's the thing. These other shows, it's like they're brand new material, and it's kind of
and all the characters are really strong, and they all have their own stories.
Yeah, good.
So it doesn't matter where you switch it to; they're all going to be able to carry.
I need to finish. I started watching it, and I dug it. It's just one of those it's like The Boys. I still haven't finished season 1 of The Boys, and I liked it though. I'll like watch 3 episodes and then I'm like, I gotta go to bed. And then next thing you know, it's been months and it's like, what happened again? And they're on their 3rd season. So I just kind of get that way sometimes.
Yep, I get
but
it.
It's got nothing to do with not liking it.
You gotta get excited and get that adrenaline going. Then you're like, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I binge watched The Witcher when it came out because my adrenaline was just that high.
Right.
I don't know. I know you guys already talked about it, but I saw Barbie. It was great. I loved every single minute of it. All the songs. Yep. That was a great movie. We saw Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
IMAX?
Where did we see it?
I don't think we saw it in IMAX.
No.
That's fine.
Not IMAX. But it didn't matter. It was really good.
Yeah. I liked... I did you see it at the same time, the whole Barbenheimer thing they were doing, social media put out? I thought that was kind of a clever campaign, even though it wasn't studio made.
Oh, Joseph, say that. I can't say that last name.
It looks like Trapanese.
I'm sorry.
It does.
He gets credit.
It looks like Japanese, but with trap.
Works for me.
He does the music for The Witcher.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out.
It doesn't have anything indicating like it's...
like how to say it differently.
Right.
Maybe he invented the name. Who knows? Is he from Japan?
I don't know. That was stupid.
Oh my god!
I'm sure
funny.
1,000 people have made that joke. Great music though.
Yeah.
Right? It's so good.
Really good.
There's a song off of season 3, and it's done in Elven or Elvish, so not this language. I'm still completely fascinated how they come up with that language.
I know, it's cool.
It's just super interesting.
Really?
Because Lord of the Rings did that too.
Yeah.
So I mean, and there's been other books that also do that. So.
And whoever adapted the books to a series had to come up with the language, right? Because the books can't go into a different language, obviously, or do they?
It would have came from the books.
You have to get like a decoder.
If I remember correctly, because we were researching this one day, I think it was who wrote who wrote Lord of the Rings?
J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah.
He started it, and then everybody else kind of adapted that, and
like in the films, they faithfully used that language he created.
I see. Sure.
It was But, when you do that and you're taking that kind of time, you're really fleshing out something that has
Right.
the potential to be very special.
Yes.
And cool. Yeah.
Yes. And stand the test of time. You have people like Klingon language. People actually
right.
take a course on it. Yeah. Obviously 9/11's anniversary was very recent. Kind of always try to watch a good doc on it. There's so many out there. I actually came across this one from 2017. It's called The Man in the Red Bandana.
Oh.
And it's really super interesting because it's basically a story I'd never heard of. Wells Crowther, he was 24 years old. He was an equities trader in the South Tower, World Trade Center, obviously, and he died in the collapse. And then after all that, the family grieving and stuff, his mother started reading eyewitness accounts, and many who survived getting out of the building were describing a man in a red bandana helping them. Oh. And it turns out their son always had a red bandana with him. And ever since childhood, his father, he wanted a handkerchief like his father. And his father was telling him, this one's for show. And then he gave him a bandana. And it's like, that's the one you actually use, which it's good because I never knew that. So when I wear my 3-piece suit someday, I'll have a bandana. But he always wore this red bandana as a kid and growing up, and he'd get teased for it because he'd always have it on.
Do you guys ever feel like, and I'm just going to ask this really quickly because I don't want to take up too much time. Do you guys ever feel like when the anniversary rolls around and you come across some of the footage that you feel slightly depressed and kind of sad like you did? Because Steve and I were talking about this. I was 13, I think. So I was pretty young. Yeah. And couldn't process a whole lot, mind you.
Oh, yeah. So. I mean, yeah, adults had trouble processing.
Right.
I was 19 and, I was just, the whole day was just, you're 62. You look great. You look great.
Not bad.
DMT.
Happens when you sell your soul to the devil.
Right.
No, yeah, it was just like a day of shock. Like I remember being in college and they dismissed us for the day and,
You're in college and I'm 13.
I know. I feel really old.
Orlando on a business trip.
No shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Was I 33 or 4 or something? I don't know.
Jesus. So you were trapped there for a bit.
that was on a Tuesday morning. I flew in on Monday.
Yeah.
And wasn't set to come home until Friday. And so, I'm watching the news live, ironing my clothes, and all of a sudden,
what the hell?
I unplug it. I call my wife. I'm like, "Are you awake?
Yeah.
And are you watching TV?" And she's like, "No, I'm not." And she watches TV, turns it on, and then the second plane hits.
Wow.
And I mean, and then of course, everything was it was chaos.
Yeah. Oh, right? Yeah.
We go into the office afterwards, and we have a meeting for like a half hour and decide.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so, thankfully, Waffle House was 2 doors down from my hotel.
Yeah.
And I ate there 2 meals a day because nothing else was open.
Right.
It was crazy town. And I was supposed to come back home Friday.
Yeah.
And I got home Friday.
You did.
But that was the first day the airport opened back up.
Wow. So you didn't rent a car like other people did too?
Yeah. I had a car and, but I was there. I had a car while I was there. But I was able to get on a plane. I was only an hour late. I don't know how I got, because the lines were nuts.
Yeah.
Army, machine guns, dogs. I mean, the whole thing at Orlando International, and it was crazy town.
Wow. Oh yeah. I mean,
and if you all remember, the company, which I won't name the name, that we all met at, they had an office.
Yes.
In the World Trade Center, and what was it? A couple hundred employees.
Yeah,
that day.
I was listening to the names being read, and man, that went on for quite some time.
Yeah.
Not thinking it was going to be quite a long time, but yeah, they said, "Well, I'm sure." All of a sudden, I was like, "What? I'll take it out."
Yeah,
I'll take it out.
I was just trying to. Yeah, right.
They said the company out loud, and I was like,
and
"Whoa!"
I remember on the they would talk about that.
Yeah, they had a picture in the lobby and of that one guy, and
emails coming out. Yeah.
That's just unreal.
I remember my daughter asked me about it recently because they were talking about it in school.
Yeah.
And I just remember the one thing I said to her. I said, it was just a really interesting time because nobody knew like you said, it was chaos. Nobody really knew what was next.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Right.
What's happening?
Yep.
That was the thing that I couldn't process as a 13-year-old.
Right.
Are people
Yeah,
going to
adults
invade
couldn't
our
process it
country?
either, yeah.
Like, what are we, what are we doing? Like, are we going to have to go hide somewhere in the forest?
Yeah.
Like, these are just things that you thought about because you didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, like the malls, the big places, people, were kind of told to stay away at least that first week. But yeah, it was just, and it's so crazy. I can't believe it's, it's been so long. It's been over 20 years. It's insane. And I just remember, being at DMAC, the first anniversary of it. I got the paper because I wanted to collect it, for the memory. And
Yeah, my mom has the newspapers
yeah.
too.
Oh, it's just such an unreal time. But yeah, it's just a miracle. Those buildings falling and stuff. It's just, as I was listening to this documentary, it was scary because the way they were separated. I think the plane went below where he was, and they were able to find a path, another elevator or a stairwell to get down. And he was like, he was an athlete. He was a volunteer fireman. Just really had a urgency to help people, and he was sprinting up and down the stairs. He would get people to go down, and then he would go back up to get more people, and I guess that's what he kept doing. And he got into the lobby with some other firemen, and they were about ready to go back up, and that's when the buildings fell. So unfreaking real. But just the whole it gave me it just gave me goosebumps.
It's just hard. Yeah,
it just gave me goosebumps because it's like I'm envisioning this guy, and I'm like, man, there should be some cool fan art in this guy. They're like, this is a true hero. Like, and he's got he's just doing it because obviously you don't want to breathe in the dust and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, just like what a legacy. He saved 10 to 18 lives, I guess. And his parents were going through his things, and they actually found out that he had an application to join the fire department. He wanted to actually quit his job as a trader and do that. So the fire department actually recognized him as an honorable firefighter, and he's got a plaque, I guess, at one of maybe the station he volunteered at. Maybe, yeah. But it's just unreal. It seems. It just seems like it's a Hollywood story, but it's just it's incredible. I've never heard that story before. Yeah. And Gwyneth Paltrow narrates it, and I'm not a huge fan of hers because she's kind of but hey, great narrating voice, so I'll give her that.
I like her, and maybe it's because I'm also a little loopy.
You buy her candles.
No, I would say, except I don't do that. So
they're flammable.
It's just fun. It's just odd to me that we have 22-year-old kids and younger that never experience that.
Right. It was our Pearl Harbor in a way.
Yeah.
It really was.
I remember telling my grandpa at that time, because, he was around when that happened. And I'm like, they're saying this is worse than Pearl Harbor. He's like, it's not, kind of like, don't take that away from me,
right,
but without saying it.
Yeah, it's not a competition.
But these were civilians. They weren't, they had no chance really, especially, at the buildings. And man, it's just, it's so much to digest. And yeah, I remember watching the news constantly, and it was just getting to me. They have all the photos posted up, and it was just, man, it was freaking brutal.
Do you ever see the TikTok videos specifically directed towards millennials, and they like to make jokes about, this is why millennials have so many problems. It's just the amount of things that we've seen in such a small time frame.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not a millennial, but you've seen a lot too.
I have, yeah.
But from a very early age onward, it just was one thing after another. So the joke is, go ahead, I don't even care.
What else? Yeah, throw whatever else. Yeah, you got. Yeah. That's true. Wars and COVID, and it's like, ugh. So
it's just so many things.
That's why entertainment needs to be better, right?
Yeah. Off topic, really quick.
Take our minds off of it.
Did you guys? I don't know if you saw the TikTok of Oprah.
And The Rock?
No, yes. Yeah. And people were really... No, actually not that. So people are mad about that one too. But what they're also mad about is she had a book that came out. And so she was talking on TikTok, or not on TikTok, in this interview that went all over TikTok, where they said, well, why do you think America is so unhappy? Because we've hit the lowest rate of unhappiness. And she says It's because of social media, which I agree with to an extent, but everybody in the comments was like, no, money, economy, inflation,
right,
just money,
right,
a living wage, healthcare.
Yeah.
These are
stuff that Oprah's not had to worry
familiar
about.
with.
Right, yeah.
But she's had shows on, probably.
The comments just went wild, and they were like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lack of awareness.
They actually have said she's like
Social
not a great
media.
interviewer. Like if you go back, like she doesn't really like listen to people talk, like finish, and they just keeps asking them.
So she's an Ellen.
Yeah,
Basically.
Yeah. I've lost a lot of respect for her over the years. I don't know. She's just, I don't know.
Well, and that kind of ties back to my thing I said earlier about Hollywood and how I think we all are turning the other cheek because we don't give two shits.
Yeah.
How you live your life anymore because we're all fucking struggling.
Right.
And we're sick of it. We're sick of you. We're sick of seeing your stuff. We're sick of your mouths. We just don't even like, that's
Yeah,
kind
they
of
complain under this big blanket of privilege.
Yeah.
That is like, all right.
But it's getting
knock it
so
off.
bad right now for everybody.
Yeah.
That we've kind of lost a huge amount of tolerance for it.
Right.
So that's why I think sometimes things don't do well either.
Yeah.
Why aren't people seeing the movies? Well, do we have monies? Do we want bread this week or do we want to go see a movie?
Right, because it's not cheap. Definitely not cheap.
Right.
I mean, shit, you got Taylor Swift tickets that the kiddos want, and fucking Adam Sandler's coming here, which I want to see. Everyone on Facebook.
Did you see those ticket prices?
Yeah, I did. Fuck you. No way. Nope.
Yeah, I can watch him sing the Thanksgiving song on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
And I've heard it 1,000
You could
times.
hear it better. You could see it better. Like, no way. Because, even the nosebleeds, it's like, what, $70?
Yeah.
Yep.
Kiss my ass. Like, no.
He must
So-
really hurting for money too. My music scene is making a huge comeback right now, and they're trying really, really hard to make tickets affordable. And they're holding, like, they were holding Ticketmaster accountable. A lot of these artists that are coming in are like, "Hey, knock it off! Quit letting bots come in. Quit letting scammers come, scalpers come in. Stop!" And they really put some decent like things in place. Like it was hard for me to even get tickets recently. Like I just saw Fall Out Boy. I'm going to go see them again. I'm fairly close, and it only cost me about $300. And I mean, that's cheap compared to how things are going. Like they're trying really hard to make sure that people can go and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
I have to go back to old methods, to beat the system in a way,
Yeah.
But no, the actors on strike, like I get like the little person or guy. I was gonna say guy, but I don't want to be sexist. The little actor, the
peoples.
Yeah, not the multi-millionaires, but how recently Drew Barrymore and Bill Maher, they're going back to their shows with no writers.
Did you hear her apology that she made?
No,
Because people were really upset
I'm
with
not
her.
watching it. No, she's crazy. I don't know. But the thing is,
about her apology too. They said it was scripted.
oh, I'm sure. But the funny thing is, they put up totals of what they're both worth. She's like 120 million, and he's 140 million. So of course they're not really into the movement. But it's like, I don't know. I think there's definitely some ridiculousness of it. I think a lot of unions, you run into that a little bit, but not every actor wants to strike, especially the ones that are making some good cheddar. But I used to think every actor you saw on TV they were rich, but that's not the case. Obviously some are very rich, but some of those are like the residual whole thing is screwed up, but that's streaming.
Well, your average actor doesn't make jack.
No, I know.
Average
actor. And the comic
industry
industry is the same way.
Right.
I mean, it's just...
I don't think people are mad about the type of money they make per se. I think they're mad about somebody from a higher social standing telling other people what to do or telling us to cough up our money to support something when they can do it themselves. We don't have money to give. I think that goes back to the whole Oprah and Rock thing. People were upset.
Oh, the charities and stuff.
They came on and asked the American people for money. They don't have any money to give. I think she raised hardly anything.
Yeah. Well,
because we have nothing to offer.
You'll hear stars donating $1 million, which is great, but if you're worth like
and a tax
$1 billion
write-off on top of that, let's not forget that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like when they've had those charities in the past and stuff. It's like, really, we got to pay? Like,
I think that's why people were upset, was that they were being asked to give out money.
Yeah.
And then you hear stories from the people who live on the island saying that they're trying to quickly buy up land and sell it.
That's just sad.
Too. So.
Life is so fragile,
Yeah.
Just.
So I think people are like woke in a sense, or getting tired of corporate greed, and they're calling it out.
Well, especially
everywhere.
charity greed too. I mean, because when you donate to a charity, you need to see what that overhead looks like and where that money's actually going. Right.
I think the Red Cross is it the Red Cross or Salvation Army? I think they've both suffered from that time with 9/11 because some of that money was not going to where it should have gone to, and I think that Salvation Army's definitely suffered since then because it's like I never want to give them money because I'm like I don't know if it's really going to go to somebody. It's
and
like
I don't either.
I want to audit this money,
And nobody
I'd rather send it directly to a family.
When you do your taxes,
right.
They won't audit them.
Right. So, but yeah, hey, we're gonna have Aquaman sooner or later, and everything's gonna be well in the world. And
Hey, do you think he'll do his premiere at the Waveland Cafe? Get it?
or the Varsity? oh, I see what you said. Yeah. I thought you meant because he's coming home. That's very clever.
No. Yeah,
he does have his own meal there.
Why?
Does he really?
The breakfast, because he always goes there, I guess.
Do you know I get my hair done? It's the same. It's the same building.
Really?
Yeah, at the Waveland. So it's Waveland, then there's a barber, and then there's
I go to the other Waveland, the one in Boonville. I don't go to that one that he goes to. Not because I don't want to. It's
right.
just Waveland. The Boonville one's closer.
Yeah. Well, the one here is like shitty parking too. Like
and so I have to park somewhere where only I can park.
Jesus. And it's really like snug in there. Like, good luck bringing a family in. Like, we're gonna eat. No, you're not. You're gonna have to wait.
Sorry, we're
Boonville
closed because
nice.
Jason's here.
Yeah, I think he gets there early and he goes to Tasty Tacos. But hey, I'm happy an Iowan like him is successful, and although he doesn't, he mostly is like all about being Hawaiian. So whatever.
I don't know a whole lot about his family. I guess
I don't
didn't watch
either.
Enough, so.
But hey, hopefully Aquaman will surprise us. We'll have some more trailers between now and then. But
I hope so. I'm gonna be on the lookout.
any plugs before we go? Any your podcast, Steve?
Is late.
Dirty.
It's I'm gonna be doing an episode before Wednesday. And that's
Sweet.
Because I have an appointment on Thursday, and
What's
I'll be
it
in trouble if I don't.
What's it called?
What is it called?
I don't know. What is it called? Do you not have a name for it?
I do.
What is it called? Oh,
Living Quest.
Living Quest. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I record, I submit, and I walk away.
You don't.
I don't listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't edit it.
Hey, it's very good.
I go and I
do a good job.
I do it and I leave.
That's very cool. What about you? You got
I don't have
Twitch, right? You got a Twitch channel?
I manage her chat channel.
Shh. It's Meg's 8 Bacon. Meg's the number 8 Bacon.
Nice. I
That's
like
where
it.
I am at. I play DBD mostly. Just DBD, let's be honest.
What is that? Sorry, I don't know.
Dead
Dicks
by Day.
Dicks. Oh, what?
Dead by Daylight. It's a multiplayer horror game that
Nice.
it's been out for a really long time.
He plays a killer or victim.
Yeah, I play
cool.
Survivor. If you happen to see Steve on, Steve hides in a locker.
I did that at
90%
first.
of the game.
I haven't done that in a while.
So
Is this Xbox or computer?
It's actually cross-platform.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I play on PS4, but he
Sweet.
plays on Xbox.
Yeah, I'll join her on Xbox
and hide in the locker.
and hide in the lockers. We do have to chat through
Discord. Which is the
is
same
easy.
name.
Yeah.
I stream just directly from the PS4 right now, and it sucks.
Yeah.
This chat's super delayed, so Steve will be like, "I've already said this."
Help.
I'll laugh at something
like,
or
help.
I'll make a comment, and she sees it like 20 seconds later.
And you're like, why are you laughing?
I know it's.
And no, it's just annoying.
So I try to just comment in general senses, so it's not like time.
Yeah.
Because you put your GTA on.
I have a lot of GTA clips on my TikTok account,
Yeah.
but it's it's mostly just something funny or stupid.
Car ASMR. We're gonna start that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done some car wash
Nice.
where I just sit there.
Oh, I think I've heard you told me that before.
It's done.
Or you've gone like looking for something, right? And then you trick people into like following you or something. I thought you
in
said
GTA?
that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one time where I was just in this random
This guy's onto
spot
something.
in an alley, and there's like a grate, and I got my character with a flashlight looking in the grate.
Oh, yeah.
And some random player came up, got his flashlight out, started looking.
You're like, boom.
Those are always fun.
You want to plug the TikTok or
Doran475, DORAN475, and all it is just a bunch of GTA clips and
Sweet.
ASMR videos of me in the car wash.
Nice.
Just pointed at the windshield and going through the entire car wash. It's
As you're going through it?
no, well, it says it just goes, it's the executive laser wash.
Oh, yeah.
So I just sit there and lame.
It sounds cool, though. You need to get one of those.
Sponsored by
ASMR
KY.
lights.
I get like 800 views on it.
He gets a lot
It's
of views.
bizarre.
Well, because they have cool lights and shit and the colors.
You know what,
like,
though?
it's
TikTok.
pretty.
TikTok is like,
It's weird.
no, it's amazing.
Well, I mean, like, you're wondering how some people get so many followers. You know what I mean? Like, other people probably try too hard, and it's like, why am I not getting...
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,800 watched me get an eagle on golf and GTA.
Nice.
I love TikTok.
Of course, check out Field of Geeks wherever you podcast, stream, YouTube, fieldofgeeks.com. We're on Twitter, all kinds of social media options out there for you. Until next time, we will be back. I'm Josh.
I'm Megan.
I'm Steve.
Take care.